There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. To our bountiful Father above, we will offer our tribute of praise for the glorious gift of His love and the blessings that hallow our days. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. Thank you so much, friends. That's one of the songs that I was raised up to. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard that same song down through the years. Of course, now when you got involved with the cult tower, all that left. You were not allowed to hear music like that no more. No, all that was taken away from you. You know, it's a funny thing how that cult, when they knock on your door, it is the beginning of the end. Let me repeat that. Once a cult tower member knocks on your door, it is the beginning of the end for everything in your life. You might not think that, but it is. And my God, if you ever said yes to a book study, you had written it your whole life over to them then. Yes, your whole life then was turned over to them. From there on, they were in charge of the lesson that they say they're putting you through. But here's how it goes, friends. Once they know that you are looking to them for all the answers, and they take in charge of the book study, they got you. They got you. Now, if you hesitate on a lot of things and drag it out, then they're kind of disgusted then, see. But once they have that lead of being looked up to as a teacher, well, they got you. They got you then, see. This is the way they do. They have it all down, friends, as sure as you're living. Because, see, once a man has control and you're looking up to him, he's going to stay by his guns and he's going to stick by his same plan to woo you into his way of thinking. And then you'll start to drive the point home about Christmas, how it is of paganism. All right. Once they plant that seed of doubt about paganism, and you even mention that word pagan to them, they got you. They got you. Because the next thing you're going to say is, yeah, I never knew that. Hey? I never knew that it was pagan. Well, you really didn't even give a damn if it was pagan. But being they have sowed that little seed in your mind of paganism, you go right along with it, see? It's like the grand plan of things. You have admitted now that Christmas is pagan. And there are many more to go to follow that one. Pretty soon it'll be the Easter Bunny, or whatever you want to call it. And then there are many more that comes in there. Voting. How evil it is for a man to vote in a government ran by Satan the devil. And then there's no voting. You should never vote if you are a Christian. A Christian does not have time or does not have the audacity to be involved in politics. It is a wicked system ran by Satan the devil. So you don't get involved in politics. Okay? And then comes the good old mother, who you love dearly. Now you find out that even Mother's Day is wrong. Something you always look forward to every year, to give your mom a flower or whatever you gave her for her day. That was even wrong now. That is evil. That is paganism. And then there's Father's Day. And then there's all other kind of days. No birthdays of anyone that was ever involved in politics or involved in anywhere. There is no birthday allowance for anyone or anything. Forget about it. Yes, they have taken charge of that study, and now they have you. And then, once you start going to meetings, you're going to get bombed with love. Now, it's fake love. We all know what fake love is. It's fake love. They're going to put on that big charade of, oh, well, how did you hear about us? And this and that, you know. They love to throw the love bomb on new people. Now, this love bomb is only thrown out to new people to get you enthused of being welcome here. See? Well, it might even be that their next door neighbor that's sitting down with them, they don't even speak to them. And yet they've been in the same building for like 10, 12 years. They don't even talk to them. But they're going to throw the love bomb on you, though. Don't that tell you something? Don't that tell you something? It's conditional love. Conditional. Yeah, don't throw that love bomb at you. But brother, you ain't seen nothing yet. Alright, then later on you end up, you get so enthused about this thing, they got you out knocking on doors now. And everyone you knock on that turns you down is a goat. Is a goat. See? He won't be in the new system of things. He's been condemned right there by them. He will never be in the new system of things that Jehovah has planned for us. You know, friends, it is easy to fall for something like that because everyone in this world desires to live. Everyone desires something better. Everyone would be glad to live on a paradise earth. I don't care who he is, what he is, where he is, or whatever. He would like to live forever in a righteous world. Absolutely. And if he don't, there's something wrong with that man or woman. Something wrong with them. But you don't find nobody like that. Most anybody wants to live forever and have peace on earth. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, friends. Now, being now they got you going out in field service, they call it, knocking on doors, and you're witnessing to everybody you can now. You're enthused, and you're also losing a lot of friends because they get tired of hearing you talk about what you have given up. You have given up smoking. You have given up this. You brag about it, see? And you're not telling these people that you have put all these things away because you have found out from the Bible that it's wrong. See, you don't do it for that reason. You brag about it. It's a brag. See, but that's really ungodly when you start bragging about you giving up smoking. What is there to brag about? Wouldn't be a time to be silent at this time would be good. People can see whether you smoke or not. They don't need no rocket science to tell them that. They can see that. But they want you to know anyway. Now, friends, that little song I opened up with called In the Sweet By and By was a song that I love dearly, and I'm sure a lot of y'all like that song too. And it takes me back, way back into my childhood days of that little country church in the Wildwood. That little country church where there might have been 20 people or 30 people, and they had fried chicken on that Sunday. And everyone was out in the yard or the shade where we could eat. And Mom had tea made up or whatever, if you could afford tea at that time. And a good old fried chicken. And when you were a child, you remember those things. You remember those things because they're dear to your heart. And then, you know, it's a shame later on when we become grown-ups and we hear this noise about the cult tower, all those things you knew as a child are taken away from you then. It's no longer sacred, that little church in the Wildwood. That's no longer a sacred thing to you then. It's something that's paganism. Everything is paganism. But the wedding band's not paganism, is it? You know why the wedding band is not paganism? Because they all have one. Say, they don't touch that one. How come they don't get new light on that? New light. And speaking of new light, friends, I want to bring out something here that we all can relate to now. The cult tower will not touch child molestation. It's a sacred cow. They will not touch that at all. They do everything they can to get around that discussion of that. They will live, die, or whatever. They will not discuss that with anybody in this world. And their favorite thing is, when you ever ask a question about child molestation, they ask the question. See, that's their favorite way to get out of things. They'll answer you with another question. See? So you never get an answer from them. Now, if they see Derek O'Hare bombarding them every Sunday or whenever he does this stuff, running them down about child molestation, little children, coming in front of the elders with the one who molested the child. Did you have on certain clothes and all this stuff? Now, you know, that is embarrassing for someone to be out in front of your place of worship talking about. That would embarrass me. I know it would. What did those people think? You mean to tell me that the cult tower will continue not to change the two-party rule because of a stubborn attitude? That's all it is. I'm going to tell you why they don't find new light on child molestation. I'll tell you why. It is because if they ever change the two-witness rule by claiming new light, it would had given in to the apostates. And that, friends, is something they ain't going to never do. They're not going to give in to the apostates. And that's what it comes down to. They would change that rule in a minute if they could do it and get away with it without giving credit to the apostates. Now, they changed the rule, or they saw new light on the blood parts, didn't they? They saw new light on the United Nations. They saw new light on 1975, 1942, 1914, 1919. New light. Always new light to correct something that they got caught with. But they're not going to change this here two-witness rule all in the name of new light, because it would be admitting defeat. That's the only reason they don't change it, friends. And there's another one they'll never change, is because they're so damn scared they will be sued from here to kingdom come. And that's about blood. Blood. All the thousands of people that have died from this nonsense, they would be sued by all the relatives all the way back when this mess started. I don't know if it was 60 years, 70 years ago when this blood mess started. But see, they can't change that now, because they would be sued by everybody that's relative of everybody who died from not getting a blood transfusion. That's why they don't change that, see. They're stuck with it. They are stuck with it. They can't do nothing with it. They have to ride it out. They have to ride it out, see. And this is what they're doing. So, blood, child molestation is going to be with you, no matter what. It's going to be with you, because I'm telling you right now, friends, they'd rather close their doors and go out of business than to admit that the apostates call them down on both things, the blood and child molestation. They will never give in on that. They will not do it. And if you think they're going to do it, you're wasting your time, friends. You're wasting your time. They're not going to ever change that rule, two-witness rule, because it would be given into the apostates. Well, there's another way it could be changed, which I doubt, though, the government to step in and make them change it. Well, if that would happen, then you would have all kinds of fights in the courts, and it would be a no-end fight. They would fight the government forever about that until the Supreme Court ruled on it. But then again, you know, these people don't even care about a Supreme Court. They'll disobey it. See? They will disobey whatever the government say, to stick to their guns. You ain't gonna arrest 8 million of us. Yeah, that's their attitude. That is their attitude, friends. But the only hope of getting this cult tower down, friends, is the people that's in it. And that's going to be pretty hard. They're going to have to realize that they are not in no truth. They're going to have to realize that this ain't no channel of God, never was and never will be. And get it out of your head that this is the only hope for mankind. It's not going to happen, friends. It's going to be a long, drawn-out battle. I hope that day comes while I'm still living, but I doubt it very much. But friends, I'm going to close this video here. I don't even know what to call it, but we'll call it, well, I'll call it something, that's for sure. So friends, thank you for this time that you have spent here with me. Thank you for your prayers and your kindness and your love, and I know all y'all's love is genuine. It's genuine, friends. Your love is. And I thank you all so much. To Jesus' dear, blessed name, amen.